communication management, which is a very small knowledge area. We'll be able to finish that before the tea break. Communication management. What do you have to understand about communication? Communication is very important for a project manager. It's a cliche, very popular saying. Project managers spend about 95% or 90% of their time. That percentage is not important. You do spend lot of your time in communication. So you need to plan your communication well. What type of communications we are thinking about? When we are talking about project management, usually we are thinking about official or formal communications only. But since we are dealing with people, the other kinds of communications also will come into picture. What are they? Internal. You are talking with your team, you are discussing with your team something about work, something about your strategy. That's only meant for you and your team. That is internal to project. Formal. When you send a meeting saying at 10:05 we'll start a meeting for risk identification. That's a formal communication. PMBOK 5 considers emails written in a formal tone of language are formal communication. Before PMBOK 5, emails were not recognized as formal communication. So if you read some books and they say that email is not a formal communication channel, forget that. PMBOK 5 is okay with email communication. What is the difference between formal and informal mails? Something you just saying, you are writing a quick line like, okay, after the office in the evening, let's all go for a movie or let's all go for a concert. So that's definitely not an official formal communication. That you can take as informal communication. So if a question is asking a particular communication, particular email is formal or not, you have to consider the contents and then decide if it is formal or informal. Again, for formal communication, perhaps you can have some ground rules. One ground rule that worked well for me is all the external, outside communication should be marked to project manager. And if you teach your team how to write mails, the communication improves a lot. What am I saying? Like, okay, how many times you forget to write a subject in the mail? All of us do sometime or the other. Is it a good idea? That will mar the communication. That will also say something about you. People won't like it. How many times you don't change the subject?
Context change.
Context changes. Okay. Last week, one of my students passed EPMC certification examination. As soon as he was out from the examination hall, he sent me a mail from his cell phone. What he is expecting, that as soon as I receive the call, ma'am will call me, say something good. I didn't check. I didn't call. I saw that Samantak has written me a mail, but I didn't say anything because subject of the mail was, I want to attempt mock test 2 on so and so date. So, and I obviously didn't remember if Samantak has taken the mock test or not. He already had, which I had forgotten. So he took the same mail and wrote a line like, ma'am, I just know I'm coming out of the hall. I passed PMP examination with 4 P's, 4 out of 5, 4 very proficients. So all that was good. But if we had changed the subject line, it would have been very good. So since we are on the topic of communication, these are some things that you have to remember. How many times your team members have embarrassed you by sending mail or including somebody in the CC who was not supposed to be there, accidentally, not intentionally. Okay, they want to bypass you and talk to your boss also, that is something you can handle well, you know how to handle. But accidentally sending it to someone who was not intended on the mail, has it happened to you? Especially people with same name, similar names. Okay, there are so many Amit Kulkarnis that if I am writing a mail to one Amit Kulkarni, it's pretty possible that I write a mail to another Amit Kulkarni also. So when we are talking about formal communications, you have to take care of all these things. How to write a mail, how to write, don't forget to write subject line or say attached please find, and there is no attachment.